Now, in the studio, he is the chairman of Bromley's Council Executive Resources and Contract Committee, Councillor Simon Fawthrop. Thank you for coming in, Simon. Now, today we learned that after sort of successfully rolling out, expanding his ULEZ scheme to your borough and a few other outer London boroughs, he's now rolling out more and more of these 20-mile-an-hour zones. Now, we used to be told that 20-mile-an-hour zones were all about road safety. They reduced the number of accidents. But all of a sudden now, apparently, it's clean air, you know. So tell us about that. And also, more interestingly, I think, tell us about what you as a councillor are doing in the slipstream of his success with ULEZ. As I understand it, I mean, there was this one thing that he thought he was being very clever, winning those cases to force you into the ULEZ expansion, but he didn't spot the legal loophole that you're under no legal obligation to put up signs.
That's not quite true. We can't stop the signs, unfortunately. Okay. I wish that we could. Those outside London don't have to, and so therefore Surrey and Kent and various others.
Sorry, that's where I've got that.
They are refusing to put up signs. They don't have to do it, and of course there is of course many a court case that if the signage is not clear, then you don't pay the charge, and so there's going to be a lot of people, I reckon, appealing those charges because the signage isn't clear, because it should be at least 50 metres before the actual zone comes into force. So hopefully some more court cases to come on that.
Tell us what you in Bromley are doing to unashamedly make life difficult for Sadiq and his ULEZ expansion scheme.
Well, interestingly, they thought they could park these camera vans and their maintenance vehicles to repair the cameras on grass verges, and unfortunately they can't. So we said to them, sorry, I'm afraid you can't do that. And we pointed it out to them, and effectively it's banned. They can under certain... So
would you give them parking tickets if they do?
They would get a £130 parking ticket if they did. And by the way, this isn't just Bromley, it's Bexley as well, because Bexley and Bromley share the same parking contractors. That's good. And we're hoping that Harrow, Hillingdon, Croydon, one or two others will come on board and actually make it really difficult for him.
Good.
So, you know, because we have no duty to do anything to help him here.
And you have other updates on this front? What else is going on?
On the ULEZ front, there's another court case going on, which is in there today. They're seeking leave to do a judicial review. Today there was potentially going to be an injunction, or apply for an injunction, but that has been withdrawn because Transport for London wrote in and said, actually, if this is illegal, we will pay back all the fines and pay back all the penalties that we've given out. So I hope that Mr. Khan's making a great big accrual within his accounts to take care of that, because I think there'll be a lot of money paid back if it's illegal.
And how are the people of Bromley reacting to the fact that now, or the ones whose cars are not compliant, how are they reacting to the fact that it's costing them £12.50 that go down to the shops? We're hearing some stories that a lot of drivers, there was a story last week that up to 2 million drivers are sort of doctoring their licence plates so they can't be read. But how are the people reacting?
I wouldn't recommend that.
No one is saying you should break the law. Don't do that, folks. But I know where they're coming from, put it that way.
Look, we understand the frustration that people have, and we get it. And we're doing everything that we can. We're still looking to see if there's any more loopholes we can apply. People are unhappy, and they continue to be unhappy. And this unhappiness will carry right through to the elections next year, I'm certain of it. And probably Susan Hall will do very well in places like Bromley.
And are you getting any feedback from Sadiq's HQ, from his band of brothers? How are they? Because I think that the way that you've reacted and the other boroughs, I think has somewhat stunned the mayor, because he's so used to getting his own way. He just thought, oh, once I won those court cases, it's just going to be a walk in the park. It's not, is it?
My words exactly. He would have thought it was a walk in the park. They will all roll over and be compliant. We've got no duty to. I have to put this, if the shoe was on the other foot and the Conservatives were introducing something that Labour authorities didn't like, and I remember this in Right to Buy, they refused to implement it. They did everything they could to stop it, and we've got the same duty to behave in that way as well.
Let me ask you a last question. basic question that you've been asked many times before. I think I kind of know the answer, but do you buy for a second that ULEZ expansion, as the Mayor claims, was just about clean air? And do you buy those statistics when he talks about, you know, thousands of people a year dying from clean? They're just plucked out of the clean air, aren't they, those statistics?
It is, as the BBC said, a statistical construct.
Yeah.
No one actually dies. I asked the question of our health officials in Bromley, how many people in the last 10 years have died from air pollution? Answer 0. So, you know, as I said, it's not about clean air. And indeed, even our own air quality monitoring that we do in Bromley shows that air quality is improving year on year without ULEZ. And you don't know whether any improvement that's already taken place in London is because of that general improvement in air quality or down to ULEZ. Probably not at all.
And, you know, have you sort of completely given up the fight of getting rid of ULEZ? Do you think you might be able to reverse it?
No, I can assure you that Susan Hall, if elected, has said she will get rid of it on day one. So that's why I'm supporting her all the way to make sure she becomes Mayor of London.
So the fight continues, and congratulations to you for that. With you all the way. I suppose I'm supposed to be unbiased, aren't I, as a presenter? Well, you know, I'm not that kind of a guy. I don't believe him for a second. It's nothing to do with clean air. And when he says thousands of people die a year in London as a direct result of clean air, of pollution, there's nothing to back that up. It is a statistic that is plucked from the ether. It literally is. So thank you very much, Councillor Simon Fawthrop, Chairman of Bromley Council.
And thank you for having me, Kevin.
Executive Resources and Contract Committee came into the studio, so that's very nice. I hope you drove in, by the way.